6 U.S. Navy EA-18G Growler aircraft out of Naval Air Station Whidbey Island in Washington State arrived at Spangdahlem Air Base in Germany a few days ago. According to Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby, this move was, quote, to bolster readiness, enhance NATO's collective defense posture, and further increase air integration capabilities with our allied and partner nations. They are being deployed, as we have said all along, because the Secretary of Defense wants to keep options open, end quote. The Growler was introduced in the mid-2000s as a replacement for the EA-6B Prowler. In the late 90s, conventional wisdom was the need for airborne electronic attack was going away because of stealth technology, and the Pentagon budgeteers prioritized accordingly. As a result, the Air Force retired the EF-111 Raven without a replacement aircraft, and as the operational environment revealed that the SAM threat was not eliminated because most U.S. military aircraft were not stealth, and as was proved over Kosovo that even stealth aircraft could be shot down by modern systems, the Prowler's service life was extended until the maintenance costs on the aging airframes became prohibitively expensive. But the requirement for electronic attack aircraft remained high, and Prowlers were in demand in hotspots around the globe until the very end. The Growler was developed as a cost-effective solution to the problem presented by the Prowler's overdue retirement. It shares 90% commonality with the Super Hornet, which simplifies the supply chain across the fleet and saves money. And while there were concerns that 2 aircrew, a pilot and an electronic warfare officer, or EWO, couldn't do the work that 4 aircrew had done on the Prowler, those have proved to be unfounded, and nobody's looking back at this point. The main components of the EA-18G are the ALQ-218 receiver that provides 360 degrees of coverage, the ALQ-99 jamming pods that can cover both high and low bands depending on the threat, communication countermeasures, and satellite communications. The Growler can also relay information to other platforms in real time using data link, and the airplane also features the APG-79 Active Electronically Scanned Array, or AESA radar. The combination of all these systems has given the EA-18G capabilities and flexibility beyond the legacy platform, including the fact that the Growler can carry the AIM-120 AMRAAM air-to-air missile to protect itself from the fighter threat, where the Prowler required attached combat air patrol aircraft. Now, the 6 Growlers that just landed at Spangdahlem Air Base are not the first in theater. The Harry S. Truman has been on station in the Adriatic since well before the Russians invaded Ukraine on February 23rd. The Growler squadron assigned to Carrier Air Wing 1 aboard the Harry S. Truman is VAQ-137, the Rooks, and that air wing has been supporting NATO operations from the very beginning, doing upwards of 90 sorties a day. But the Rooks only have 5 jets, so that means only 3 or maybe 4 of them are on the flight deck ready to go at any given time because of routine jet maintenance cycles. That number of airplanes can generate 9 or 10 sorties a day, which isn't enough for persistent coverage across the entirety of what Pentagon spokesman Kirby referred to as NATO's eastern flank. Enter the squadron freshly arrived at Spangdahlem, VAQ-134, nicknamed the Garudas, a Garuda being a mythical Hindu winged deity. As mentioned, the Garudas brought 6 jets to Germany, which means, again, considering the routine maintenance burden squadrons deal with, they'll have 4 or 5 fully mission capable at any given time. Along with VAQ-137's Growlers, the U.S. Navy now brings 7 to 9 airborne electronic attack aircraft to meet NATO's air component commanders' tasking each day. That's a game changer. Another thing to note is that the Rooks are one of 9 Growler squadrons attached to Carrier Air Wings, while the Garudas are one of 5 expeditionary Growler squadrons. Expeditionary squadrons are shore-based, and their training between deployments is significantly different than their aircraft carrier-based counterparts. Expeditionary squadrons do a lot more training with the U.S. Air Force, much of it out of Nellis Air Force Base. And expeditionary squadrons actually have Air Force exchange officers as both pilots and EWOs. At this phase of the operation, with the primary mission of deterrence and the possibility for add-on tasking like a no-fly zone, humanitarian or otherwise, the Growler is the most important asset in theater. The missions will be long, upwards of 6 hours or so, because the distance from Spangdahlem to the eastern flank is around 750 miles. And there will be a lot of in-flight refueling from heavy tankers, both U.S. Air Force and NATO aircraft. All of the Growlers from both squadrons will be loaded out according to the mission tasking. They'll generally have 2 AMRAAMs and 2 AGM-88 high-speed anti-radiation missiles designed to hard kill SAM sites just in case. They won't always carry AOQ-99s as the pods create significant drag due to the propellers that power them, and chances that they'll need to jam radars during any given deterrence flight are low. But with every Growler sortie, the crews will use the AOQ-218 to build a comprehensive picture of the Russian electronic order of battle, either by downloading the mission computers back at the squadron's classified spaces after the hops, or by using Link 16 to get the data to AWACS or other Intel Fusion nodes in real time for more emergent circumstances. As the days go on, we will know for sure where every fixed surface-to-air missile site is and what the movement trends are for the mobile ones. We will know what part of the frequency spectrum they're using for what platforms. And unlike other passive listening assets, the Growlers can go offensive on the spot, both air-to-air or air-to-ground if the situation dictates. All of this means that, unlike what the Russian military demonstrated in the opening phase of their invasion of Ukraine, that NATO will be ready to roll back the enemy's integrated air defenses and in short order hold air superiority over whatever skies are contested during the conflict. So welcome to the fight, Garudas. That's going to do it. All right, that's going to do it for this episode. If you're a first-time viewer, please ring the bell and become a subscriber so you don't miss anything. Give me the likes and comment. Check the links below for merch, including our t-shirts in support of the Ukrainian defense and Where to Get the Punks trilogy, my first 3 novels about life in an F-14 squadron, now available as a Kindle for the first time, so check Amazon.com for those details. If you'd like to help support the channel, please consider using the super thanks, the heart icon below, or become a patron at patreon.com/WardCarroll. And in the meantime, I look forward to talking to you again soon.